Happy Tuesday, Sooner Nation. Welcome to the Sooner Surge live show. Appreciate the usuals that are on here, the newbies that have been adding to the channel lately, all those who have been calling into the live shows. That'll be open up later. Tonight, we'll be getting the live call-ins as we've been doing the last couple of nights. I guess the big news today, Jay, was BV had his presser. And yeah, I think as an outsider who wasn't there, who listened to it, Jay, I want your take first.
Well, I haven't, to be honest with you, I haven't got to listen to a whole lot of it. Been busy all day. I've listened to excerpts of it and seen some quotes from it, Jerem. And it's first off not surprising, just based off Brent Venables from the last few years. It's frustrating, I think, is the big thing, because it kind of seems like maybe talking out of both sides of the mouth a little bit from what only from the excerpts I've seen. You're gonna have to update me. That's from what I saw.
Well, okay, let me say this. Hello one is correct. BB seems too happy. I'm not happy. And yeah, hit the like. Appreciate it, Chester. We'll let you call in, guys, later as Hunter gets it set up here. Listen, he's talking out of both sides of his mouth. I don't like it. That's my issue. He'll say one thing and then he'll say the direct opposite. And it's basically you're hearing both sides. Which one is it? That's kind of the problem. And there was a tough question asked. I think Barry Trammell asked one. He asked, you ever thought about getting rid of, what's your thoughts of getting rid of someone mid-season? And he basically said everywhere he's been, he doesn't like that. Basically implying that he's not going to do it. However, he did recognize there's issues. I thought something that was very interesting was the quarterback talk. I know Monty's already been on here talking about it. I'm going to go ahead and say it. I think Jackson Arnold plays this week. I think, Jay,
based on what,
this
Jeremy?
is my opinion.
I know it's your opinion. You're welcome to have your opinion, but I want to know what you're basing that off of.
The presser today.
What about it? He said he's not opposed to paying two quarterbacks.
Yeah, he left it open that way, and
that doesn't mean anything, Jerem.
And he talked about Jackson Arnold a lot.
I think you're reading into it. That's what I think.
I absolutely am, Jay. I'm a fan. Listen to me. Listen to me.
I don't need to listen. I think you're reading into it. That's fine. You can have your opinion.
I'm not. Listen to me. I'm going to tell you why, Jay. On the presser, they asked about Jackson Arnold. He said, we had some discussions. He absolutely wants to be the starting quarterback at the University of Oklahoma. He had a fantastic week of practice. Okay, there's that. Then later he said, I'm not opposed to playing two quarterbacks. I'd rather play one, but it's not out of the realm of possibility, meaning he's leaving it open, which he hasn't been doing. And then last, he basically threw Mike Hawkins under the bus.
In what way?
He said, Jay, sometimes you call plays and they're just not open. And sometimes you call plays and they're open. Were guys wide open on Saturday? Yes. This one, I'm saying it like he said. Were guys running wide open? Yes.
Okay, but listen, I've heard.
Wait, no, I'm not finished. Did the offensive line protect well enough when those guys were running open? Yes, he said. Should we have pulled the trigger? Yes. And then he also threw the coaches under. He said, that's a player, but it's also a coach issue.
And that's what I was going to get to, is I've heard multiple people say this all last weekend after the game, that there were guys open. I've heard it when Arnold played, there were guys open. You see holding onto the ball. You see Arnold throwing picks. These guys are not bad quarterbacks, in my opinion. I agree with what Blake said early in here. They're highly recruited guys. Can they both be that bad as far as just holding on the quarterback, missing wide open guys? That's a preparation issue. And that goes back on coaching, and that goes back on Seth Luttrell, in my opinion. It does.
Yeah.
And it's not like they had guys running wide open the whole game. I think maybe a few times.
He didn't say the whole game. He's just talking about it. And it was also, like Mez says, it was a shot on Seth Luttrell a little bit, I think. It was both. I don't know what they're going to do, Jay. I don't.
Preparation now, H, as Miguel said.
Burks being possibly back.
He's not playing.
Hey, I did see something on Twitter, and I'm going to address it right now, Jay. Maybe you saw it. I know you've been busy today. Someone posted about the Burks and Anderson stuff. And I want to say
What about it?
I want to say it was Parker Thune. Don't quote me on it. Maybe Hunter can correct me.
I think it was actually
Wait.
George and Park. Wait, I'm trying to help you out here.
Okay.
Instead of screaming at me and telling me to wait, let me. I have been busy, but I think I saw on Twitter. I thought I saw Parker Thune quote tweet a George Soya with a response. That's all.
And what the quote tweet was: the people who are acting like Burks and Anderson don't want to play is ridiculous. This is what the quote said. I'm not saying this. I think it was Parker's. The quote was, if BV knew that they didn't want to be here, he'd throw all their stuff out of the locker room. Would he?
Well, nobody knows the answer to that. I mean, you can say whatever. Nobody knows. That hasn't happened. So how would anybody know that? Uh, that's just
Where's Hunter at, Jay?
he had a power issue, so he does not have the power on right now. I might be able to set up the caller myself. I'm going to look into it in a second. If Hunter can't get back on, we'll get it working. Lou Gary says it was Thune that said it.
And no bash on Thune. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I don't know if BV would actually do that or not. I mean, here he had a chance to get rid of a coordinator, and he didn't. Blake says, in his opinion, BV told the coaches to teach Hawkins one read, take off. He thought they could win on defense alone before last week. That's what I've heard and the way I view it personally. Could be. Jen says, I would redshirt both Arnold's and Hawkins. Put Casey Thompson. Hire a good quarterback coach to work with both of them the rest of the year until you can get a new OC. That's an interesting take. I know a lot of people think, well, that won't happen because one of these guys is going to take off in that situation. The only good thing about Burks not playing is that it increased the chances of him coming back next year. Yeah, but I don't know. BV is not getting rid of Latrell midseason. It's very clear. That was the kind of, I guess you could say, clear message sent by BV today in the presser that midseason changes is not something that's great. And the deal is, we've seen it happen before. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's bad. I just think Sooner fans need an explanation as to why. Is that too much to ask? I agree, Tyler. No one's getting fired because if they were getting fired, they would have already gotten fired by now. Michael, I'm with you. I think maybe as early as this week, Arnold gets in the game.
Possibly. I just don't see. I'm just not going to go there yet, Jerm. I don't believe it. We're trying to get this call in fixed up. I don't think I'm allowed to type in the link here. Otherwise, I'd put it in here. I'm trying to figure it out. Hang on one second, Jerm.
All righty, Jay. That can wait. We have 50 minutes. Hey, Thomas, we get it. You're a Texas fan, okay? Go to a Texas Life. You're just going to rip the season. Yeah, it's not looking good, but we're not going to talk off season. There's still half the season left. The old Duke coach that does our coach quarterbacks, that would be Kevin Johns, we'll never know. We'll never know. And frankly, I am so tired. I'm just tired of talking about it.
Hey, I am too.
It's been 3 days. I'm done with it.
But listen, I don't think anything. I don't think anything is going to change on that, Jerm. I really don't. I do think, however, that you can still not fire Seth Trail and be pretty different in your press conference. He could have been a little more open. I think he could have been
a little more angry.
He could have said it's not acceptable. I don't know what he said, but it sounds like it's like, okay, if you're not going to fire Seth, then you know what? And I know he said he's never been a part of a midseason coaching change. But at the same time, you can come out and say, we're not going to make changes now. We'll reevaluate that in the off season. It's just a lot of like I don't think it's very transparent. I think it's a good word for it. It's not very transparent.
Everett, Clyde Patton. If Everett's not the starting center, I'm just done. I'm done. He was clearly better in the few snaps he played, and it wasn't even close. And I saw him in Monday's practice post-game interview. He looked excited. I'm hoping he's going to play.
Yeah, hang on one
Hey,
second.
here's a name for you. I don't like it because it's an OU tie, though. Hey, by the way, Jay, I'm with Craig. I would bet my entire life savings OU's not ending up 5-7. They will beat Maine, and they will probably beat South Carolina. I don't think 5-7 is happening. And even if they lost to South Carolina, they might still win. It's football. They're not going 5-7, in my opinion. I would be absolutely shocked. Our dad is, I guess you could say, kind of stagnant. He's just not really getting better. He's not really regressing any worse. He's still at assisted living. I'm going to spend some time with him next couple of days as we are on fall break here from school in Oklahoma. So I'm going to spend a couple of days doing things for him, taking him to appointments and things like that. Where did things go wrong with the O-line? Did OU simply not have talent developed to replace what was lost after last year? They missed in the portal. Hey, I can easily bet my life savings because there ain't much in it, okay? That's why it's easy to do. Here is the StreamYard link. If you want to call in, the lines are open. Call in, give us your take, and we'll appreciate it. There's Jay. Welcome.
Well, I got the StreamYard link in there for you, bud. How you like that? Pretty nice. So did it. We're going to try it without Hunter. Hunter is power outage. So we're going to try this. If it works, I think it will. We'll figure it out. But just bear with us if you call in. It might take a second.
Someone needs to call in so we can test it out.
Yeah, if somebody calls in,
prayers.
Darren, let me handle it. Let me try to figure it out.
Okay. Yeah. The 2023 class wasn't good. Guys like Howland and Ozida haven't really panned out yet. And then you're not playing the young guys out of the 2024 class. And then the portal they missed on. They didn't
been
get
bad.
the guys they wanted out of the portal. And they lost Savion Byrd and they lost Caden Green. All those add up to not being, and then you had injuries.
Name one guy out of the portal this year that's made a big impact.
I mean, Burke's early. That's
early,
it.
but not since then. But also maybe Keltner, and he's a kicker, so it doesn't really. They just haven't. They haven't been good in the portal, and really, I don't think if you go back to Brent Venables' first 3 years now, who's the biggest player they've gotten out of the portal, Jerem? Hey, we got a couple callers on here. I'm gonna let Kate
Jay,
in
see if you
first.
can get it work here. Let's roll with it. Who we got, Jay? Hello, Jay.
I believe we got Kate online. Kate,
Kate,
you
are you there? Hello, Kate.
There we go. Kate, how are you doing? You hear us, Kate? I can't hear Kate. Well, let me try it again.
Try it again, Jay. Ron says Jim Traber said on the Animal today that he thought Luttrell tried some different things, but nothing would work. Said the O-line is the worst it's ever been under Bill Bedenbaugh. It's absolutely the worst. They did try some things, Ron. I agree. I think something that's going to be tried this week is you're going to see both quarterbacks. That's what I think is going to happen. I think.
Hey, Kate, can you hear us?
I don't know, Jay. Dominic Williams defensively and DG offensively. Yeah. I guess you could say, Zias, that's probably the two in the past that's been the best. Obviously, DG's been the best portal to get they've gotten since BV's been here. Dominic Williams has had a good year. Caden Woolard's had a good year.
Hey, Coconut Greg, you there?
Yeah, can you hear me, fellas?
Yeah, how you doing tonight?
Doing pretty good. And hey, sorry for hogging the line. Just going to be out of town
for
a couple of days, so I thought I'd join in the last couple of days. But just a thought I had. So, I know we're all frustrated. At least as of right now, we haven't seen BV make any type of action, at least with the offensive coordinator, to make this better. And I was thinking about it, and in any other organization, if someone has been this damaging to, again, your organization, you would make a move now. You don't just let it to fester like this. So I'm thinking, if he's not making a move now, do you think that he's just being patient and wanting to just straight up clear house in the off season? Because I mean, like, why bring in someone else to call plays right now if you're just going to cut them too? Am I crazy to think that maybe lots of changes are coming with the coaching staff and maybe we just don't see it yet?
Here's what I would say, Coconut Greg, and thanks for the call. This is what I would say, Coconut Greg. I think there's probably part of Brent Venables that honestly, and this is me personally, honestly thinks it's going to get, this ship's going to get righted the right way. I think he probably believes that somewhat. And then there's the other.
Really? You think that?
Jay, I just know how loyal he is, and you hear him talk. He talks out of both sides of his mouth. But I'll also say the other side is, I think he probably knows that if he wants to keep his job, he's got to get rid of these guys. So that's the other part, but he's not going to do it midseason. Which one is it? Maybe it's both, but if nothing gets better, then he is going to clean house. I'm not sure how much cleaning house he would do, Jay and Coconut Greg. If that means clean house by just a coordinator, if you're talking about he's going to take every one of those offensive guys off staff, I don't know. One of them's a really good recruiter, Emmett Jones.
Yeah, but you haven't got to really see. I mean, I don't think you can say that the wide receiver unit's been very good this year. But here's the thing: he's only had a year, so that's the only saving grace for Emmett Jones. But I think, I don't know if it was Coconut Greg last night or night before, somebody brought up if they were to go get somebody. I think the first move would be to fire Seth Luttrell, hire an offensive coordinator, and let that person decide on the assistant coaches. I mean, what do you guys think on that?
Well, does the offensive coordinator pull that much power? I mean, you see that when a head coach is brought in and they, bring in their guys, but would they do the same with an offensive coordinator?
I don't think they do at a lot of schools, but maybe in a situation like this, when you have a defensive minded coach, maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm just saying maybe the OC brings him in.
To me, Jay and Coconut Greg, it's if you bring in a guy who has his own system, like Brennan Marion, who basically created the system, might be more apt to bring his guys in. Someone who runs a system that a lot of people run, or it's a mixture of things, you could definitely probably leave some guys on staff. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Hey, Coconut Greg, appreciate it, man. Thanks so much.
Absolutely. One more thought here, if you don't mind. So if a change is going to be made, and it seems like if it's going to happen, it's going to wait till the off season. I wish it happened sooner, but if a change is coming, there needs to be Brett Venables needs to be working overtime and at nights trying to find the right guy, because we talk about all these guys who we think could be the answer to our problem here. But trust me, other schools are noticing these people too. I mean, Florida's going to be looking for new coaches soon, all these other schools. And if we're not proactive in this, we're going to be coaching against all these people soon enough.
Agree.
And I would just hope that there's a sense of urgency there to find the right guy now and at least get him in the pipeline maybe.
And Coconut Greg, here's what scares me. And I'll say this to everyone that's on here. I would love to believe that the urgency is there. Here's my problem. Jeff Lebby left. I think they knew Jeff Lebby was going earlier than December. I think after the whole Art Briles thing, they knew he was gone. And unfortunately, the job posting was never posted. Yeah. They never went outside.
No, they didn't.
To even try to. The University of Oklahoma, by the way, Jay, Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield, Spencer Rattler, Jalen Hurts. Who am I missing? Is it just those four or there's someone else? Dominating last week in the NFL. This is quarterback you. It's been offensive you. There's guys all in the league from this university, and they never opened it up. They just said, Seth Luttrell, it's yours. And I was wrong. I thought it was a good thing. And that was baffling now, looking back. Why did he not open up the job?
Yeah, that's right. You're right. Coconut, appreciate you, man.
Hey, always. Have a good one, guys.
Hey, thanks. You too.
Jay, can you believe that, though? He didn't even open up the job.
I know. Hey, we got another caller. We got Josh on the line. Josh, how you doing?
I'm good, guys. How are you?
Good, man.
Good. What's on your mind tonight?
No, guys, I just wanted to ask you, am I the only one who's starting to think that even if we had our healthy receivers, our offense wouldn't look that much better?
I'm
I
with
just feel like
Josh. I'm right with you. And
right?
here's what I think. I'm with you, Josh, in the fact that I think it would look a little better because
Yeah.
they got talent. But the people that think that if you threw three wide receivers out there, that they would be a totally different offense. I agree with you, Josh. I don't see it based
Right.
on what I've watched scheme wise and preparation wise. Because if that's true, why isn't the running game looking better? You got your two running backs that you were starting the season with. You got your five offensive linemen that you thought you would have. They're all back now. You have Jackson Arnold and Michael Hawkins, at which you think are really talented quarterbacks. It's not working with that either. So I agree with you, Josh.
And guys, I don't know about you, but watching that game, it did feel like the 49-0 game where we just kind of accepted our fate and we were just going to do the same thing the whole game. 3 and out, we're just going to let it go down the field one time, guys, and that was it. And that was a wrap. You know what I mean? It's just frustrating to watch. I'm sure you guys could agree.
Yeah, and Josh, is there ever a time, and it's for everybody in the chat too, but right now when you're watching OU football, do you believe if they get behind, is there any part of you that think they're going to come back offensively? There's no explosive plays at all.
Yeah,
And I don't feel like they can.
And guys, I think our watching our defense too. Our defense is better than the numbers that they're putting out, just because they're getting stressed on both ends. They're spread so thin, right? And then to watch the offense go 3 and out, and they took a minute and a half off the clock. It's just we're leaking on both ends, and it's just frustrating for sure.
I agree, Josh. And thanks for the call, Josh. Appreciate
thanks,
you, man.
Josh. Appreciate you.
Hey, Josh, I think what Josh said is accurate, Jay. I think if you had Gibson, Farouk, Anderson, and Burks, they would be a little better. The problem is the lack of receivers is not the major issue. You can say it's Seth Luttrell, and it is. I still think the O-line is the major issue on offense. And then I'm going to get ripped for it. Arnold is way better and ready to be to throw the ball than Hawkins is, as far as skill level, footwork, being ready to sling it. Now, I do want to say, now he's going to throw picks. He did. But Jay, the O-line's pitiful. Ron mentioned, how did Seth Luttrell call such a good game in the bowl game?
I don't really know what that was, or maybe he was trying to just do whatever plays they had on board last year, Jerm. And now that he's trying to do, there's a link, Corey. It's in the chat. You have to go.
There is a chance, Okie Lawn guy. Hey, I'll say something that happened today on the BB presser. He did throw Mike Hawkins under the bus. I couldn't believe it. And then he said wait. He's talking out of both sides of his mouth. Now, in his comment about Mike Hawkins, Jay, it was also a shot at Seth Luttrell.
Okay, but I don't understand. You want him to say stuff, but then when he does, you say throw him under the bus. I think he's spitting facts. How's that throwing anybody under the bus?
I didn't say I don't want him to do that, but I want him to do it every time.
But when I say when I hear throwing under the bus, that means like you're just pushing blame and everything. When it's just the fact.
So what does that mean, Jay? Were guys open? Yes. Did the line protect enough for him to throw the ball? Yes.
I agree. I think you're missing the point I'm saying. I'm just saying that's what you want him to say right now, right?
I want to be honest. He was honest about Arnold in Tennessee that half, how bad it was. But here's the deal, Jay. I agree, Infidel. The lack of development. You go back to the bowl game. Seth Luttrell ain't it, guys. Seth Luttrell ain't it. The development's awful. Someone earlier asked, is there someone we could bring in that could actually coach the quarterbacks right now? Yeah, they could probably find a quarterback guru to bring him in. And it'd probably blow their minds how much they could learn for a little while.
I agree, Jeremy.
Hey, Michael Hawkins has only played 2 games. He's young. I'm not ready to jump ship. What I'm saying is he didn't look like he was prepared at all, Jay. And that's on the coaches.
And I did see this quote, and Monty put it in the chat. BB said today that there's an army of coaches coaching the quarterbacks. Well, that's the problem with a lot of this. And there it is. The official every night of the week. We get it. And Kajagoda tells it tonight. Bring Kel Gundy back. Ain't happening. Never will happen. But I appreciate that somebody's trying. You know what this is almost like? If anybody watches College Game Day, you got the Washington State flag. Every night on our live, we're going to have this comment. And appreciate could you go to carrying on the tradition of every night somebody mentioning Kel Gundy coming back to Oklahoma. So way to go. Could you go to bringing it up? Let me go try to
Running
get
back
the,
in
let
the
me go try
flat.
to get
Hey,
the
running
link
back
back
in the
in here.
running back in the flat has been open all year for 5 yards. Absolutely is. Lance is shouting tonight. Bishop, the talk about Jackson Arnold redshirting, BV did bring it up. Okay? And BV brought it up and said they had a discussion. It wasn't about redshirting. It was just said they had a discussion. Arnold wants to be the number one quarterback here. He had a great week of practice, which I don't understand why he even mentions that. And then
Why would you
says
even? Why does
says he
that
never thought about putting him in. It doesn't make sense. Make it make sense, Jay.
make
Hey,
it make sense?
whoever's
What would you
mentioning,
expect him to say?
there's some bad comments in the chat, and Hunter's not on here to roll with
Hey,
those.
we got Corey on here.
What's up, Corey?
Hey y'all, I just wanted to come on and spread some positivity. Jordan knows me,
How?
so he knows I'm all about positivity. I just
How's
thank
there
you all.
anything to be positive
Corey,
about? But let's hear it.
are you talking about something else? Is it softball related?
No, like
Oh,
I
wow.
just want to thank y'all for letting us call in every night.
Yeah.
And I also wanted to ask, how would y'all feel about both Jackson Arnold and Michael Hawkins playing? I mean, I don't think it would hurt.
Jeremy's for it.
I actually, if you listen to BV's presser, this is why I think it may happen this week. Because he left it open in the presser. He said, I'm not a fan of playing two. I'd rather play one, but I'm not going to say it's out of the realm of possibility. I'd be fine with it. And I agree, two quarterbacks means you have none. But if OU's not going anywhere anyway, does it even matter? Let's figure this thing out.
Yeah. Hey, Corey.
Corey,
Appreciate the
Eric's
call,
calling
and
you out
Eric
saying
says
you
you
dodged
dodged
him on
him.
EA 25.
Might want to get on there and play him later. Says
Maybe.
you dodged him. Appreciate it, Corey.
Thanks,
you.
Corey.
Yeah. We got another caller. Hey, let me see.
Hey, tell me what's good. Hey, what's goofy about Oakelawn? Guy, call in and tell me what's goofy about it. I'm here. Hey, I tell you what's goofy is sticking with one when he's awful. At Tennessee, they didn't. They brought the other one in. And then Hawkins wasn't good the next one. I get they're not the problem. I get it. Get it. But maybe it would confuse the defense a little. I don't know.
And Chester was on, but I think he got off. So we'll see if he joins back.
Chester,
trying
try
to
to
do this
join
by
back.
I'm trying, guys, to keep up with these. So doing the best
Basketball has not started, but OU is picked 15th out of 16th.
I can. Oakelawn, call in.
Sam Godwin's going to be representing on SEC Media Days.
Bevo, hey, I respectfully, until Texas can beat Oklahoma in the postseason, I'm going to say
bad take, dude.
Yeah, they might, but I'm gonna wait till I can't say they will. Put it in the postseason. We'll see what happens.
Oakelawn guy, I'm fine with putting Casey Thompson in. I'm great with it. I'm all for it.
Chester, you may want to try it again. I don't know what was going on. Try it again. We play basketball. Good said, yeah. They're picked like 15th in the SEC. Did you see that?
Yes.
Yes or no? Are they making
I just said it a minute ago on the live. Where have you been?
Where have I been? I've been trying to let people in on calls, bro. Chill. You need to take a chill pill. Okay. I think you're a little chill, a little stressed from last week's game.
Texas is not going to be preseason number one in softball.
Who do you think it'll be, Germ? They very well could be. Florida or
Maybe
Texas.
the team that's won 4 straight.
OU will not be preseason number one. No way.
And that's a joke.
But you know they won't be probably based on who Texas has coming back, Germ. There's Hunter's in the chat tonight.
You shouldn't, Jay.
Chester, how try it again, or Oakelawn?
Redshirt. Yeah, Jen Kane said the same thing. Redshirt them both and let Casey Thompson figure it out. Oklahoma City Thunder 9 days away.
Zion said,
call in. Keep the energy.
Call in and come at us if you got something to come at us with. They won't let me. Wow, let's not flip the softball. I know you use a softball score. Hey, we were trying to get some positivity in here, Eric. And I agree with Tone Loc. I think Mike White's a good coach. He's not going to get him to that next level, I don't think. But that's because OU's there. Until somebody knocks OU off,
Hey,
that's
Brennan Zerberg is the name out of Carl Albert. Am I wrong on that, Hunter?
no, he's not a
No,
Carl
he's out of
Albert.
somewhere else.
Sperry.
He's not
They're
Carl
talking about
Albert.
Sperry. They're talking about Kevin Sperry.
Sperry's not in Carl Albert. He's Denton Geyer now.
No, but he was Carl Albert. I think that's who he's talking about. But it's Kevin Sperry is who you're talking
Yeah,
about.
but he'll be here next year.
That's right.
He's not on campus. He's not on campus.
from Ohio.
Zerg is the one behind Casey Thompson.
Casey will get hurt, and then we blow a red shirt. Casey's not red shirting. Or are you saying Casey would get hurt and they're gonna blow a red shirt on Arnold? I'm not sure on that one.
Zerberg doesn't even travel. But hey, I'm not saying he does, Hunter, but he's the guy behind Casey. He's the four-string guy. Absolutely.
True. Hey, before we keep going, 30 minutes in, I got to mention the fan stop. It's about time for the November shirt will be rolling around. I believe usually you have to sign up for that before the 20th of the month, possibly to get the next month. So make sure you do. Go check them out, www.thefanstop.com. Use code SIRS, you'll get 10% off your first 3 months.
Hey, guys,
appreciate the fan stop.
Look, I'm just a normal Jeremy tonight. I'm not going to put on the sensei. Don't be scared. I won't come at you. Bring it on here tonight, Jay.
Any chance BV gets fired at the end of the year? Jeremy, you said you were irate at 8-4.
Dow Polis, guess what? If OU ends up 8-4 this year, I'm still irate. I'm never going to not be irate at 8-4. It's Oklahoma University. So, yeah, I'm going to be irate at 8-4. Okay? And second of all, BV will be fired on two stands here. Here's how it would happen. If they don't make a bowl game, which I don't think will happen, I think they'll make one, or if they go 7-5 or 6-6, they make a bowl game and he doesn't make any offensive change at coordinator position, he would be gone.
Hey, Germ's got receipts.
And should be. And hey, I'm tired. I'm sick and tired of hearing him, Jay. And listen, I'm a BV. I love BV. But when you don't win, I'm just going to say this. We said this when it happened, Jay. When you don't win, the locking arms, the coach speak gets old. Just like some of the other stuff, like PJ Fleck and other people, when they do that silly stuff and you lose, it doesn't look good either. Guess what the common denominator is? Winning. By the way, Kurt Signetti, he wins. Google him. What's up, Jay?
I think we got Chester, but I don't know what's going on Chester. It's not letting me add him to the.
Maybe Hunter can figure it out.
Well, it's not giving me the option to add it. So
did he hit allow? Chester,
did you hit allow, Chester? Make sure you hit allow. See if that helps.
Lance is tired of me being tired of being tired.
See if that works, Chester. Let me know.
Yeah. Jerem gonna stroke out on the live. Well,
no. How many Red Bulls today?
Water tonight, boys.
Water. Wow. Okay. This
Who would fire
drastic.
Joseph, though?
That'd be so drastic. I mean, that's a totally different issue.
It would have to be the president that would fire him.
Hunter, what's going on in Norman, bro?
Hunter, use your phone, man. We're on phones. Hop on your phone, bro. Norman's out of power.
He's on the chat.
Norman's out of power. I think Seth Luttrell's trying to get the power outage out so they won't play on Saturday.
Hey, Corey's calling some people out here. Says I call in every night. Okie Long guy is yet to call in. There's some smack talking going on.
Somehow Chester blocked himself. Try it again, Chester. We want to hear from Chester. You're one of the OGs, man.
1,700 resident. Is it storming there or anything? Where y'all are at? It's going to be cold tonight. I know we're not going to
talk basketball, but you know my Porter Moser thoughts, Jerry. If you've been on here, no one wants to stay and play for the guy. Hopefully, it changes this year. No coach wants to coach with him. Hopefully, that changes this year. We got
super from Josh, who also called in tonight. Appreciate you, Josh. Says, same guys. I'm to the point where everyone is on the chopping block. The standard is truly the standard at OU. Fix the problems, BV. And I thanks for the super. Appreciate that. And I agree. And I would also like to, I want to call out, I don't know, it was Eric or Gray God in the Discord talking about BV and after the season. And I agree with this as far as if it's a bad year, 5-7, I think the farther you go without making a change, it's gonna the closer you get to Nebraska. Does that make sense? Like if you wait another year and
If you allow
let's just well,
mediocrity,
but listen, looking at next year's schedule, unless they go out and just get a massive change on offenses, they're probably going to be looking not a good worker next year either. You got to make major changes. So it all depends on the hire. Uh, we're not there yet. We had a 10-2 season last year. Nebraska hasn't had 10 wins in probably 12 years, but we're headed that direction if they don't correct it. But
good point by
it's if.
good point by Joe C. You kind of need to make it early if you're going to make the change, Jay, because portal opens up. Real quick.
Hey, real quick on
before
Okie
I
Long
get
Guy.
to, but what?
Real quick on Okie Long Guy. He said, I'll call in if you guys
Yeah,
let me out one of
you're
the
an
OGs.
OG, Okie Long Guy. OG.
Hey, Okie, I will say this. Okie Long Guy used to call into our Twitter spaces. Do you remember those, like halftime of basketball games?
I can reveal his real name if he wants me to, but I won't.
No, we're not. We don't need to do that.
I'm kidding. Hey, Okie Long Guy, you're an OG. Now, be a man of your word and call in. Hey, Bevo, why don't you call in right now? That would be fun. Call in.
That's fine.
If you want to argue about softball, don't even start it, okay?
Now, he can argue football he wants. They just whooped OU. So you sure you want him to call in? Be getting an earful probably.
Cool, okay.
What has the OU defense done? Who have they stopped? And you could go down this road. And Hunter, maybe you can drop that link in there again for Okie Long Guy. You can go down this road, but a lot of the games that they've struggled in, I think they've played so good for a while that it just kind of ran out. And it may be frustrating. I don't know the answer. They didn't play well. I don't think the last two games have been great. I think it's been good, but they've had mistakes. They've had bad tackling. They've had bust.
Hey,
and let's not forget real quick. I know the first 3 drives was good against Texas, but how many guys did they have open in those first 2 drives and miss?
Well, they had pressure on him too.
Well, not the Bond when he was wide open.
You talking about the pick?
Wide. No, I'm talking about the other one. He was wide open.
Hey, question for I want to respond to Eric here because Iowa got significantly better by getting a new coordinator and getting some guys on the. If you go out and get who's going to hit the portal? There may be some really good players that hit the portal. You get a new coordinator. You bring a guy in like a Brennan Marion who may bring a lot of guys with him, and bam, there it is. It changes things quickly. But are they going to do that? Likely not. Why? Because Seth Luttrell will still be there calling the plays. Do I need to put the suit coat on again tonight, everyone?
Hey, we got a caller on the line. This caller goes by the name of Okie Long Guy. How you doing, Okie Long Guy?
I'm doing great, guys. How are you doing?
What is up,
man?
OG?
Appreciate the call.
OG Okie Long Guy. Talk to us.
Oh, man. You guys are great, really. I enjoy you guys' show because, first of all, you guys read everybody's comments. You don't tailor to just people who give you super chats. So I think that's pretty cool. And so
hey,
we
what are
all
your
know.
thoughts? Hey, Okie Long, I appreciate those nice words, but I want to know your
real
thoughts.
quick, Jay.
No, wait, Jerry. Because
I want Okie Long Guy to answer the question here.
Oh, what?
Is Okie Long Guy live?
That's a great question.
Great one, Gray God.
Hey, just your overall thoughts, Okie Long Guy. I know you're a big OU fan. You're positive a lot of times, but also we'll call it out. Just kind of tell us your overall thoughts right now.
Hey, my overall thoughts is, to be honest with you, since BB was hired, I really like BB a lot. I like what he's all about. But to be honest with you, I'm still a wait and see because I honestly want it to work out, but I just don't know if it's going to. Um,
I'm
and I
with you
think
a
that
little bit. I like him too.
I think his I think his loyalty may end up being his demise. I mean, I really
Absolutely.
I really think that he hired Seth Luttrell out of his loyalty. I think that they,
And Ted
they
Root. And
maybe
Ted
had a
Root.
yeah they had yeah. I think they had a I think he had a thing that probably they talked. If Levy leaves, hey, you're going to be the next man, so stay around and don't leave. And I don't know where he was going to go to, but I mean, I also don't see what you'll do if you were to fire him mid-year. So I mean, I know I probably was like on the bandwagon of let's go ahead and get rid of him, but I mean, realistically, I mean, who's going to call the offense going forward? I I honestly don't know because it's going to be hard to hire somebody in the middle of the season because we're in the middle of the season. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I,
So
I I agree. I don't think they would hire anybody. They just let somebody call it. I agree with you on the fact that it won't make a difference in who you're gonna have call it. My only thing is if you make the move, does it send a message to like the team that you're not just okay with mediocrity? And does it, for the recruits coming in, like would that be the reason to make the move? You know what
yeah,
I mean?
I could get on with that. I think that's fair assessment because yeah, I mean you're I just feel like he has that hiring him out of loyalty now has put him in a position where now he doesn't want to fire his best friend. So I think I
Yeah.
think he's really in turmoil about this, and he doesn't want to do it. I think
Yep.
it's going to have to come down to a matter of Latrell probably stepping down because the fan base is storming his house or something. Not
It
really,
could
but you
get
know what I mean.
really bad Saturday. If they throw out a pathetic performance on offense in the first half, like the Boo Birds are going to come out.
Oh, it won't take 2 series, 3 and outs. They'll be out. I
Hey,
promise
now
you.
ask me. Let me answer this. Do the fans start chanting Casey Thompson?
That would be hilarious.
They
Seventh-year veteran, they start chanting after these two guys can't get it done. But I don't know, man. But hey, Okie Lawn guy, everyone, that was live. By the way, the Owasso
yeah.
Rams are killing it. They're going to win 6A football this year. I think.
Appreciate you calling in,
Hey,
Okie.
the one thing I will say is I don't know. They are killing it. It's fun to watch. It really is. I hope maybe you guys can come over here to Owasso and we can watch a game together. That'd be kind of fun. But
Oh yeah.
I don't know if they're going to be able to beat Bixby twice. That's hard.
It's hard. Yeah, it is.
It is. It is.
So, but thanks
We'll
for taking
see.
my call. This is a great addition to your guys's.
Appreciate it. Yeah, we're trying to do something different and it's working pretty good. People like it and it's people like
How
you
long
that
you
call
been?
in and
How long you been doing this? This is awesome.
3
3
days now.
days.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
actually, Eric, the comment here, Lincoln is more of a man than BV. Eric was the OG caller when we started doing this, and then we kind of went
Okay.
away from it. And now we got more people wanting to do it, so we'll do it.
Thanks,
Yes.
Okie. Appreciate
Hey,
you.
Thanks.
so okay, one more thing. Sorry.
Yeah.
When are we got to have some kind of watch party or something here in the Tulsa area? I mean, like, I know there's they have like the clubs in Tulsa, but I think there needs to be like a Sooner Surge club or you go to watch a football game or go to a baseball game or something, I don't know.
Yeah, with the way the football season's going, we may want to wait till they get a little better or because there might be some uh people may be going at it. So that might we might want to wait till maybe baseball's a good time for that or softball. But yeah, I
But I
agree.
do
Well,
like the idea.
I do like the idea too.
Also, yeah. So
well, Jay and
appreciate it,
Jeremy,
Okie
thanks
Long
again.
guy.
We'll talk. I'll hop back on and listen to the watch type in the stream. But thanks again. I
All right.
appreciate it, guys.
Appreciate Okie.
Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
sir.
BVA paper tiger. Lincoln wanted Mike gone so he could have his butt. Now, this, I will say this. I agree with Eric. that Lincoln fired Mike Stoops midseason, that was a bold move from Lincoln. But then he brought in Ruffin McNeil. He brings in Ruffin McNeil, which was kind of weak. But it's probably all he could get midseason. So he didn't keep Ruffin around though.
Well, and I'm the biggest not Lincoln fan there is, but they've lost 3 games. At least they have you think they could win those games. I mean, they've a chance to win every game they play against good teams. Penn State, LSU. Right now, with the pulse at OU's offense, is there a game right now on the schedule other than Maine that you're like, I'm picking OU? And I know people last night, Mess was on here saying, Jason, you can't be serious picking South Carolina. Come at me. That's fine. I'm picking South Carolina. Until I see this offense look better, I cannot pick them. Until I see the offense move the ball and score touchdowns. Brent Venable said it today. This team's got to score touchdowns. They're not doing it. Until I see that, I can't. It's hard for me to pick.
Hey, I doubt Lincoln was personal friends with Ruffin McNeil. Actually, he was like his mentor. Ruffin McNeil was like his grandfather. Yes. And by the way, Jay, someone asked if that was thanks for the pre-recorded call instead of the live call by Okie Long Guy. Okie Long Guy says, "Hey guys, man of my word and of the people, you guys are great."
That's
Thanks.
right.
He was very good friends with him. Like I said, it was like a grandfather thing.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to go back and say where it really screwed up. And I cannot believe I was so blind, Jay. It was when Jeff Levy was let go. I was freaking blinded by this. I cannot believe I think BV and them honestly thought, let's just get a guy in here. It doesn't matter who we get. We got Jackson Arnold. We got these dudes coming back at receiver. Let's just get someone in there who can just call some plays and we'll get in there and we'll be able to be really, really effective on offense. And he underplayed how important the coach is. He didn't open up the coaching search at Oklahoma for an offense coordinator. Do you think he didn't open it because then he might have to hire someone he heard in an interview? I think that's what it was, Jay. I think he said, if I open this up and Willie Corn comes here and I love him, how am I going to hire him over Seth Luttrell?
I don't know.
So therefore, don't open it up. It's your job, Seth.
And LeVar Goff says it's pretty sad that this offense gives us no hope, and we are a 2-loss team that has lost to 2 potential playoff teams, one probably best team in country. I see what he's saying, but at the same time, it's the fact that doesn't matter who they play. Right now, you don't think they can move. It was Houston. You can put those teams in. They lost 2 games. They should have lost to Houston. That's a fact. They should have lost to Houston. They got a safety by Grayson Halton. They probably lose that game if they don't get it. They probably do.
Clyde's got an interesting take.
Hunter, you want me to add you in? I see you're on there. Are you just back or are you wanting to call in? Let me
know. 4-2. It's even in the 4 wins, like you said, Jay, what Clyde's getting at here is they weren't good wins. Like the Temple game they scored a lot of points, whatever. I get it. And I've said that too, but whatever. Houston barely win. Tulane, I mean, it's how they're winning and how they're losing. 34-3 against your biggest rival. Bad. Thoughts on the all-play? I wanted to get to this.
Wait, real quick. I wanted to answer Drew's question.
Okay, and I'm going to get it. I got to get water real quick.
Okay, how many SEC wins teams do you think they can beat right now on their schedule? Right now, how many am I picking them to win? Right, I can't right now, Drew. I can pick them to beat Maine right now. South Carolina, the way they play defense against Alabama, it's hard for me to think OU's going to score more than 10 points. So that's a tough one to pick a W. Now, can they beat people? Yes. But until they show me offensively they can move the ball and score touchdowns, I can't pick them. And guys, Hunter's back to run the chat and add callers. So Hunter, drop the link again for anybody that wants to call in. We still got quite a bit of time on here if people want to join for calls.
What do you think of players only meetings, Jay? Irrelevant, Eric says.
Agreed.
You used to love them, you said. You used to say, players only meetings.
Listen, there's a lot of times I think player only meetings matter. There's a lot of times
all depends on what was said.
What could be said to fix the issue right now offensively?
Nothing can fix the offensive issues, but what could have been said is we're not giving up. Guys, we've got to go play 4 quarters every game, regardless of what's happening. Like there could have been,
real quick. Yeah,
Okay.
sorry. I'm sorry, I totally interrupt you, but this is bothering me. This comment, I got to address it because it's my name on here calling me out, and that's fine. Mess says, Jay, you're missing the
Call
point.
in, Mez.
Why do you feel obligated to pick? Period. Are you into betting? Doubt it. You didn't even pick the Yankees as a Royals fan because you didn't feel obligated. First off, I didn't pick any Royals or Yankees games because I'm a Royals fan, but I'm not like a. I mean,
This
I'm
is
a
in a
big Royals
Kansas
fan.
City Royals pregame.
Yeah, this is, and first off, I'm not obligated to pick anything, and I don't bet at all. I've never bet on a game, and I don't feel obligated to pick, period. I'm just telling you, people in here want my opinion, whether they like it or not, I don't care. But people have asked, who are you going to pick? So I answer the question. If you would have came on here before the Royals Yankees game and said, Jason, are you picking the Royals Yankees game? I would have said, well, I'll pick whatever based off pitching matchups and based on what I thought. It's a little different with baseball, but anyway. Yeah, call in. That's fine. Call in. We can chat about it.
The other thing about players only meetings, in my opinion, is you can get some face-to-face interaction with guys and just settle some things.
Well, OU win 6 games, Jerem. Go.
I already said they're winning 6. I think they'll win 6. They'll make a bowl game this year. They'll win Maine, and they'll still win somewhere else.
How many wins? So you're saying they're going to win 6 or 7?
They'll win at least 6.
And Kyle says he does think BV likes Seth as an OC. When Seth was OC at North Carolina, they scored 35 points. I understand that because Jeremy listed him all the time when they were going for this hire. But I think he's too far removed from that. That's 10 years ago, guys. Offenses have changed.
Hey, and with the 12-team playoff, I'm with Eric. I'm declining a bowl. I'm not even going to the bowl.
Hey, Chris says Maine, Missouri, and South Carolina. But the ones that are picking OU to win right now, where do you see them scoring points and how?
Special teams, defense. Steve,
It's a lot to ask. It's a lot to ask.
The best arm wrestling movie, Sylvester Stallone, Over the Top. Not even close. I know. Frightening truth about additional practices, but practice, it's bad right now. No, apparently, they're not practicing right now. So why keep doing that? It's a definition of insanity. I can't arm wrestle you, Steve Sherlock. We're on a phone.
Yeah, how would that work? Like AI or something virtual? I'm not
Eric,
picking you.
Eric, that's a bad take considering they got drilled by Iowa. That's a bad.
I think that'd be a game. I would probably.
I mean, if you
I don't know
want
who
to
I'd
say
pick.
you
Probably pick
if you want to say
Washington.
Washington would win, okay, but to sit here and say they're going to pound OU, they got destroyed by Iowa. They allowed 40. OU allowed less points to Texas than Washington allowed to Iowa. So
Hey, when was
Washington Huskies?
Hey, we can talk about historic and bad offenses. That's what OU is. But I bet right now, if you looked it up, I don't know the answer to this. When was the last time Iowa scored 40 points other than your Washington Huskies? It's been a while, probably. Right?
They may beat them. Washington may beat OU, but you're not going to get on here and say they're just going to just pound OU.
I would agree with this, though. I'm not picking OU to win a game right now other than Maine.
Yeah,
because of their offense.
I wouldn't say OU's going to – I wouldn't pick OU to beat people right now, but I don't think they get pounded by a team that got pounded that allowed 40 to Iowa. 40.
Hey, appreciate it, Jen. Have a good night.
Jen, hey,
Thanks
real
for
quick
joining.
for Jen, I want to ask Jen something because Jen's there, watched a lot of high school football in Texas. Do you think Jackson Arnold gets in this week, Jen? Answer that before you leave, if you would. I'm curious on your thoughts.
Dadgum, 41 last year. Okay, that was probably the one only other time. That was probably it. And hey, Hunter, drop that link one more time. We still got about probably 15 minutes. Drop the link. We'll take
You
a
are
couple
right,
calls.
Eric. Although OU scored 27 against Auburn, so I don't know. Link is pinned, Jay. What does that even mean?
Well, there you go. That means it's pinned up at the top. You can always see it. If OU runs off 6 W's in a row, they probably make playoffs, but it ain't happen. Yeah. I mean, that's a nice little bubble we're living in if that were to happen. But That
Hey,
would be, if that happened, that would be the biggest turnaround maybe in college football history offensively if they were to get it going. It's not, hey,
BB
go ahead.
BB has one more year. Tops. That's the most he's got. Most he's got is one more. And actually, the word today, in my opinion, that really irked me was when he said, we have the ability to lose every game or win every game. Weak. Hey,
What's up,
Greg
Astro
God,
from
I
space?
care about Jackson Arnold and Michael Hawkins. I want both of them. Let's see if they can improve, man.
And Jen answered your question. She does not think Arnold's going to play. She thinks Hawkins plays another game. He did say that he wants to see more of a few games with the quarterback, is what he said.
Yeah,
And
phone line.
you're right
Hey,
on this.
call-in is still open. We'll go for about 10 more minutes on here. Would love to hear from more of the Surgeaholics.
Playoffs. Wait, no, that was practice, wasn't it? What was the playoff one? The
Hey,
famous playoff
dodging
quote.
you, that's funny. Hey, we can't arm wrestle through the phone. Now, I know this is the 21st century. Technology's elite, but we got a super here.
Yep. Andrew Meyer with the super. Thanks, Andrew. Says if Seth cared about our program, he would step down instead of letting it get ugly. Go get
No, first he
Kingsbury no
would
matter the
fire
cost.
someone. To me, stepping down would be the weakest thing he could do. That's like, well, I don't want to fire anyone, so I'm just going to step down. Weak.
What do you think about Kingsbury? Let me say this instead.
I
And let
agree
me
with
throw that.
Eric.
Wait, let me throw this out there on the Kingsbury thing. Kingsbury, how about Kingsbury head coach?
First off, I don't think Kingsbury's leaving anywhere.
The reason I bring this up, he's not going to take an OC job anywhere in college.
No, absolutely not.
So he would only take a head coaching job. That's why I was waiting
I
on
think he's
Hunter.
similar to. I think he's a coordinator like BV. I'm right.
I was waiting on people to say it. Yeah.
I agree with Eric. If BV goes this year, and then next year they only get 7 or 8 wins, he's gone. Like you can't keep meddling around in the SEC.
I'll tell you a guy I really like in the NFL right now.
Yeah, I got a guy for you, Jay.
Passing game corner at the Texans. Really good.
No,
Jared Johnson.
He's great, but I got a guy for you. Dan Campbell.
Come on. You are so what are you like fishing for like I'm talking about the biggest dream.
You, Jay.
Hey, while we're at it, Nick Saban, Jerm. I mean, Nick Saban, right? I mean, come on.
Absolutely, man. Bring it.
Who was better? Too early to tell on
3 games versus someone who's in the NFL right now. Rattler is.
Hey, I love it. Andy Reid.
Absolutely, bring it. Bring back Barry. No, you can't bring back Switzer.
Now, there's a lot of people that are saying this, the Lanning stuff.
We'll see what happens with Lanning.
We can't forget
Spencer. I already said Spencer was better, but I'm not ready to say Jackson Arnold won't be a better college quarterback than Spencer Rattler. I'm not ready to say that. He's got 4 years left somewhere.
Oh, I'm not a fan of Zach Robinson, Bobby.
Me
is
either.
Jerm are you going to opt out for the bowl season? First off, are you going to opt out for the game this week, or are you going all whites?
I'll be white out this week, Jay.
White out, Jerm.
Hey, Hunter sent me an image tonight. I just got to announce it. Someone asked about a movie or something. There's a new Hallmark Christmas movie coming out, kind of based on like Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift.
I've seen that.
Cannot wait.
What, do you already know the date of that release or not?
No, I do not.
Oh, that's good.
I do not, Jay.
Rob
Azell's another name I really like.
Yeah, Perryman said BB said none of his prior coaches fired staff midseason. I wonder if any of those teams look. No. Hey, Perryman, this offense is historically bad. Historically bad. No other offenses look this bad under Brent, wherever Brent Minimal's been.
Jay, what about Pete Carroll? I hated Pete Carroll. I would take him right now. I think
Kurt Kignetti. Hunter's a big Kurt Kignetti guy, and I like Kurt Kignetti too.
Would you take Pete Carroll right now?
No,
And,
I don't like Pete Carroll.
oh, I think he'd be great.
Andrew with another super.
Thanks for the super. And Andrew, here's the deal. I think it would be a ridiculous decision to throw the highest paid coach to a guy who's not proven as a head coach.
Let me say this. I'm going to say something that might ruffle some feathers. And it might make people happy. And hey, we still got 5 or 6 more minutes. If you want to call in, the links
Who
in
wants
there.
to be the last caller? Last caller of the night.
We'll take a few more callers if you want to call in. You got something good, but listen to this. People are talking about head coaches. First off, Brent Venables isn't fired. Brent Venables probably won't be fired this year. But watching the Ohio State Oregon game, those two teams are made up of a ton of talent out of the portal, also highly recruited guys. And those two rosters we know have close to probably $20 million in NIL. It's been said all offseason. You could tell it by watching the game the other day. Elite offenses, athletic defenses. There were a lot of points scored, but I think it was because there was talent everywhere. The next head coach has got to be, and this isn't just head coach wise. This is OU wise. NIL money, the NIL spending's got to go up. And I say that, and I know they're paying all the players, but to get some of these elite guys, you got to pay up and pay early and pay up in the portal. Got to happen. You're going to get. It's going to end up being. I think you're going to have 12 teams make the playoffs, and I think probably out of those 12, you're going to have probably 3 or 4 that are just head and shoulders above the rest, based off portal, NIL, and everything else.
Andrew with another.
I was talking about him being highest paid OC.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I would take him right now as OC. Jay,
I would too. Yeah, for sure.
Bill O'Brien, would he leave Boston College? For OU head coach, yes.
Yeah, but I don't think that. Okay, I'm going to say this. Whatever happens, if BV's does have a couple bad years and he's gone, I don't want an old coach. I want a younger coach.
No Urban Meyer?
No, I think you're better off with a younger guy that is ready for this type of college football that it is. And Bill O'Brien's too old for that. He's going to have, and I agree with Signetti's probably the only older one I would go with.
How old is he? 40s?
Nah, he's probably early 50s, maybe. Hunter can look it up. He's probably early 50s.
I thought he was 40.
Yeah, Urban, there's no chance of bringing Urban Meyer with all his baggage. Come on, 63? He's 63. We do have a caller on the line, and I think it's Hunter, correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's Chester. Chester, you there this time?
Can you hear me this time?
What is up,
how are you, Chester?
Shoo, sorry about that. I don't know what I did.
But
anyways,
how you doing?
There's a lot of stuff I would love to discuss about OU football. I really want to. But I'm just calling to tell you all you guys are really awesome. Don't change what you're doing. Do not change what you're doing. It's the best pod I've ever seen. And I know there's a lot of negative Nancy's in chat, myself included. I want Joe C fired. I don't care what anybody says. But we love y'all. Just keep doing what you're doing. However, you got to give the wives attention. Trust me on that, okay?
Appreciate that, Chester.
We do, Chester. Believe me. Hey, Chester. Thanks for the kind words. Hey, appreciate you joining all the time, man. It means a lot.
Yeah. I love this show, and Boomer Sooner for life.
Thanks,
appreciate it, Chester.
And
Thanks.
Chester dropping the advice for us. Appreciate that. I got fall break coming up. Maybe I'll do something special for the wife, man. Appreciate that advice, Chester. And he also said something, Jay, that he has said every night. For Joe C to get fired, in my opinion, the guy who's got to fire him is the president of the university. They're really, really, really tight, close. And to me, it's almost like, am I wrong in saying this, Jay? Now, I'm not saying whether he deserves it or not. It's almost like he's untouchable unless he does something wrong.
Who's that?
I'm not saying he should be untouchable.
Who are you talking about?
Joe C.
Jerm, the athletic director, there's so much involved
They don't get
with
fired
that.
very much, Jay.
Well, Jerm, how many bad hires has he made? Not very many.
No, he has in the grand scheme of things.
Okay,
The reality,
so that's the point.
the reality though,
I
is
can't even believe that's even.
football's the monster, and he may have hired one here that, but again, Jay, the athletic director is very, very encompassing of a lot of things. There's been some basketball hires, but I just don't think. I mean, can you name 5 ads who have been fired in the last 10 years at university?
I don't really follow, Jeremy. I don't really follow
It doesn't
ads that
happen.
closely, to be honest. We'll find
And
out on
what he's
Porter
done
Moser
with the
this year.
university, and what he's done with the university, and what he's done with the add-ons, and what he's done with all kinds of things. Like, it's not going to happen. He's been
Yeah.
too good in those areas.
Hey, and there's been a lot of people dropping names in here. Let's reiterate in case people are just joining. Nobody's fired. Brent Venables, not fired, not gonna be. Seth the Trail, not fired, not gonna be during the season. So here's what I would say. And I don't know, maybe I'm wrong by saying this, but we're game 6 going into game 7. We've had this talk. I think here's the deal. No matter what happens on Saturday, if they have another horrible offensive performance, I think we all know deep down, everybody in this chat, all 250, however many's on here, that nothing is going to happen till after the season. So I don't know where we can turn our attention, what gives us hope the rest of the year offensively. I think maybe what Jeremy said earlier is the thing to watch for as an OU fan right now is quarterback. And maybe if we can see improvement there from whoever's playing, and it's kind of, I don't want to be this way. I saw some people tweet this. I hated it. I don't agree with it. And I will never, ever in my blood at all believe it. And I'm not going to do it. Anybody that says tank the season, I hope the offense does not improve. I think that is the worst take ever to say, I hope the offense doesn't improve at all so Luttrell can be fired. Listen, 6 games is enough to know Luttrell should be fired. I don't even think if they start improving, it's going to matter. Luttrell will be fired. So, as OU fans, I would just say, let's hope they get better and can win some games. You're still going to have to win it defensively. They're not going to. 6 games is enough for me to tell me this offense is not getting any better. You had 2 weeks to prepare for Texas. It did not get any better. It's not going to get better. So that is what it is.
They're looking right now. Joe C's made some great hires. There was one thing I was going to get to. Bobby said Pitt fired their AD 2 days ago. What was the reason?
Yeah, I don't know. And by the way,
I would rather DG win a natty any day than Texas, the Force.
Yeah, I'm pulling for DG. I'm actually pulling for DG. I hope they have a great year.
Hey, someone asked about press credentials. It's almost impossible with football.
Yeah, and listen, here's the deal. We're not. Hey, here's the thing. We're not associated with OU in any way, any shape or form. We're not like a message board insider at all.
We're fans like you all.
Heck, would I like to ask questions every once in a while? You bet it. But that's not what we're here for. But I would love to ask some questions, but not going to happen.
Yeah. Man, what a night tonight. Great night. Appreciate everyone that called in. We even got advice, which we need for sure, Jay. Sometimes when
you might need advice. I don't need any advice, Jerm. I'm good. I'm good there. Don't need any advice.
Hey,
Maybe you know what?
I'm a humble guy. I'll always take advice.
Hey, you know what you should do is right now when you get off here, go ahead and set your clock, set the calendar for that movie for Hallmark. You and your wife can watch that Hallmark movie together and you'll both be in tears. It'll be a great night.
Well, I know one will be in tears, and it's me. Hey, for the supers from Andrew Meyer, thank you. All the callers that called in, all the ones that are in the chat. Josh, thanks for the super as well. It's been a fun night, as always. We'll do this again tomorrow night. Check out the Fan Stop, thefanstop.com. It's hoodie season. I've got a jacket. They've got hoodies. Guys, get on there. Check out the Fan Stop at thefanstop.com for great apparel. OU Battle Series plays at Texas A&M Commerce tomorrow night, softball. Sooner Surge, appreciate it. Surgeaholics, we will see you all tomorrow night.
Thanks,
Tomorrow's
John.
Wednesday. Have a wonderful Wednesday.
Thanks, John. Appreciate you, Clyde. Thanks, Jenna. You all have a good night.